You, what's up, everybody? We're just getting a couple things here finalized. What's going on? Hope everybody had a great weekend. Um, oof. Hey, what's going on, Ashley? How was your weekend? Oh man, the graduation was awesome. Um, hold on. The graduation was awesome. It was a lot of kids. It was almost like 800 kids, and then so we were there for a little bit, but it was amazing to watch. So many again to actually we're gonna go ahead and just give a round of applause to the children because they so many kids graduated, and then not only that, like more than half of those kids graduated with honors and so many things. So it was really great to see that so many kids have um, bright futures ahead of them, and I pray that they continue on the right path. So that was awesome to see. Of course, it was awesome to see my baby go up there and get her diploma and you know get everything that she worked hard for and earned. So that was a good time. Um, and then we celebrated all weekend on top of with family and friends coming out. I cookouts on top of cookouts. Like my legs still hurt from cooking all day. But like I said, it was definitely worth it to see them. To have her and all of her friends get to hang out. Hey, how you doing? I'm all right. Just wondering. Yes, sir. How much All right, y'all. So we will hold on 1 second. I have to get something set up for a walk-in. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. There we go. So yeah, so we call it using gaming as the cheat code, and then basically what happened, what that means is we bring them in for the stuff that they love, and then from there start talking about STEM and tech and other careers. So that's really just kind of how it started, and then from there just slowly built it.
So my biggest fear now is I literally just picked up a 700 and something dollar monitor. It's one of those 360 hertz OLED 4K super nice monitors.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I pray that it shows up in one piece and they don't drop it or they don't.
You gotta did you insure it and all that for you ship?
I mean, so with the idea is obviously with PCSing, so they give you insurance on all the goods.
Yeah.
But like, I'm gonna have to argue the case if it does work. Like, yo, this was in working order before it shipped out. And this is an expensive monitor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been put down on my high value list, which.
Okay, I was gonna say you made sure put it on the high value.
Exactly. But like, I'm like, dude, I'm nervous because just it felt like I got robbed. Like they were in and out of my room in an hour and 30 minutes. I was like,
they move quick.
I was like, dang, like I had no chance at this point. So, I stripped my GPU out, so I have my 4070 with me. It's just everything else. Well, I guess if it shows up, it shows up. Yeah. So that's what I'm kind of worried about. But.
Okay, but yeah, like I said, we'll definitely see if we get it set up on one of our 4060 machines, and then other than like I said, because they're running the 4060s, I got 32 gigs of RAM. The hard drive is fine. They got running SSD, so it should run.
What I know the game's CPU intensive as well. Do you know what CPU y'all are running on?
These are.
I know your build is probably gorgeous.
Yeah, they're not current. I mean, it's not a current Gen I think it's like I think they're i7s.
i7s?
Yeah, I think they're a couple.
Where did you manage to snag?
But there are a couple gens behind.
Yeah.
So yeah, either i7s or i5. I have to double check. I've been building so many PCs. Well, at the time there was Esports Arena in Woodstock.
Okay.
They were going through some changes, and they were getting rid of a lot of builds, and so I kind of negotiated a sweet price to get all of them. Wow. And had to drive like an hour and some change down in a U-Haul, but I was like, hey, you know what? I'd rather do that than actually have to build out 15. And like I said, and I have 15. Then I have a couple that I bought extra for spares or spare parts or whatever. So that's how we grabbed those, and I've just kind of been upgrading them as I go along. Because I think originally they only had like one hard drive. I threw an extra drive in all of them, up the RAM in all of them. So now, and then it was like, okay, now let's try to do with the GPUs.
Yeah.
So
and that's where
that's where it gets problematic.
I mean, at this stage, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I would like at a certain point, I take all the old ones, the 20s.
Yep.
Shoot. Figure out how to build like a good mining rig and just let those 20s run.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a thought. It was a thought when like once we start upgrading a few, I'm like I have a few extra. Like, what am I gonna do with them now? And I'm like,
It was actually so funny because there's a guy whenever I moved into Walter Reed. There's a guy who had his whole like he had I think it was an $8,000 mining rig. He just had I think he had multiple. It was when 30s were the top series. He had like 4 or 5 3090s, and he was just mining.
Wow!
And he used the free electricity that the government or the military was paying for. I mean, he was pumping. Like, I mean, that man was making money, and that was when Bitcoin was like 15, 16 bucks.
Yeah.
Or 15, 16,000
a coin.
And now they're 110. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah. So like I said, we'll see.
Hey, well, it was a pleasure meeting you, sir. And your name?
Davin.
Yes. Andrew. You'll see me again. I guarantee it.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you got the card, so give me a call. Like I said, give me a call, and I'll let you know if we have it set up. And then, like I said, if you want to get in a session,
absolutely,
we'll make that happen.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
You too. Niner, what's good, brother? I think I apologize for that. Like I said, I had somebody come in. They wanted to get something set up, but we ended up switching gears. But what's going on, everybody? We are live again. Yeah, business first. Yeah, absolutely, man. We were, like I said, we wanted to get that squared away. But me, yeah, man, the graduation was great. Like I said, I was just talking to Ashley about that as well. The graduation was a beautiful ceremony, and it's like I don't want to get sappy about it, but it definitely I definitely had a moment there during the graduation. Like I'm a symbolic type of person, so certain things, is like it just I look at it and it symbolizes so many different things. So for me, like I mean, the rest of my family, like my wife and the family that flew in, I got to know this heavy. Yo, Niner, yes, stick with it. Stick with heavy rain. It does pick up, and like I said, obviously, it's you see, it's like that murder mystery type thing. But yeah. So like I said, during the like, I think the graduation didn't even start yet. My wife was already like in tears. Um, for me, what did it for me was there was a moment when after they walked in, and it was before they got seated, and she looked around, and like I said, there was about 800 kids there, and she starts looking into the crowd for us, and she finds us like almost immediately, and immediately she just starts waving, and she raises her hands in the air, and at one point she puts both her hands in the air like to wave at us, and it brought me back to when she was a baby and I used to pick her up from daycare, and that's how she used to reach out for me. And it was like, so that moment, it was like, wow. For one, it was like, and then I even told her at the end, I'm like, the symbolism in that is like, she's there when a crowd of almost 1,000 people, and she looked back and reached for her family, and I was like, no matter where you go in life and no matter what you do, anytime you need us, make sure you reach out and we'll always be there to grab you. So yeah, that was the one. No, that was one of the two. The other one was after the graduation, and we were outside and we went to greet her, and then when she hugged me and she just broke down crying, like, then at that point we were like, okay, I was like, stop, and she was like, I'm trying, but yeah, like I said, the graduation was awesome. Um, then, like I said, the celebration all weekend, being around family is always awesome. Like I said, we had so much family fly in, like my older brother, my sister-in-law, my niece flew in, and then my father-in-law and sister-in-laws flew in. My sister came in, flew in as well. My other sister came down for the cookout, and actually she was there for the graduation too. So it was really cool to have family there, and celebrate this young lady. And now we're on to the next thing, and now I can talk about where she will be going next. So we'll just go ahead and get our soundboard ready. She will be attending Clark Atlanta University on a band scholarship. So we're going to go ahead and give her a round of applause there as well. We wanted to wait until, the family flew in and saw all of it. And I promised y'all, I said, once I got the green light, I would, I would go ahead and share that. So yeah, she got a full band. She got a scholarship to join the Mighty Marching Panthers of Clark Atlanta University. So that's awesome. However, they do have some big event coming up really soon. So that sucks because she may have to leave a little sooner. So my baby's gonna be leaving home a little bit sooner. So it's like I'm happy, and at the same time, it's like that sucks. But like I said, she's right down the road. Uh, I have no problems pulling up where I had no problem pulling up wherever she would be anyway. But now it just makes it easier. But like I said, super proud of her. Um, yeah, yep, yeah. She's gonna be dorming. She's gonna be dorming, and she has to because the band is very demanding. So while we are doing that, I'm gonna check in on one of my Wolfpack streamers. Shout out to Exit Niner, who I announced who's on stream, who's in the chat today. So give him a big welcome. He's one of our newest content creators for Alpha Esports and Technology. So give him a good big shout out. Give him a follow. If he's streaming some stuff, like I said, he was that we were watching your stream last week when you were playing Beyond Two Souls, and now we're gonna go. And now it sounds like you started Heavy Rain. Like I said, man, you got to stick with it. Actually, that inspired me. I said I'm probably gonna have to do a playthrough when I get myself situated. But we are streaming. Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot him a message. We are watching my other brother Zay the Blurred Gamer, fresh from streaming at MomoCon. Um, he's streaming some Marvel Rivals. Well, now we're on a commercial break right now. But shout out to him. He's also with the crew too. So as you can see, he got his logo. Well, you ain't seeing much of nothing right now. Hold on. Hold on. So again, shout out to him. Niner, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get your stuff updated on the website tonight. That's actually, as you can see, one of the things I got going. I got my page here right now. So, like I said, had to get baby girl squared away. But how was everybody's weekend? Ashley, I think you said you was working on some tech stuff this weekend. So, or some try hack, not try hack me. No, I think it was try hack me. How'd that go this weekend? So, hey, I will not. I will not take any cloak and dagger slander. Easiest. Okay, fine. I'll give you that. Yes. Okay, it's been great. I only studied for a day to cook up. Man, look, I was taking pictures. I was proud of myself with the food I was cooking. I took pictures and everything. I ain't gonna lie, my legs are exhausted though. Like we did we did one cookout. Ooh, we did one cookout. Here I'll share some pictures. I'll share some pictures. So we did some jerk chicken on the grill, and of course I had to give the video because people be acting like I just be taking like they're not mine. So we got the jerk chicken. Oh, that was that. And there was the MomoCon roster. So I was showing this off because we had two of our homies there. We had Lord Valak in booth 4, and then Jedi Master Zeta Bird Gamer at in 6, in booth 6 at 8 p.m. So we were well represented at the we were well represented at MomoCon, even though we weren't able to be there. Oh, hold on, and then I got to show. Like I said, we did some barbecue ribs in the rain, so you can see the water because I'm not letting no water stop me. So that was it when it was done over there. And then there's the other video. had to grill up some more chicken. So had that one going. So yeah, man, we were just chilling. We were pretty much chilling all weekend. Like I said, the cookout was. I think the crazy part was we balanced out with the cookout because we had so many people that RSVP'd and then they didn't show up. But then we had a bunch of people who I won't say I won't say they were unannounced. It's been raining in Tennessee, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. But yeah, like I said, yeah, we had so the people that were supposed to show up and then didn't show up, and then people who we didn't know was gonna show up and showed up. So here and then let's see, I'll show y'all. So here's some of the graduation photos. See, I'm like I said, I'm doing my proud dad movement. Is it recommended? So you can see how many kids were graduating. Well, it's freezing right now, but there you go. So these are the teachers, but that's all the kids. So we were there for a while, and the crazy, crazy thing was my daughter was like somewhere in this area, and I wanted to get a picture of her, and I went all the way around the arena and got all the way down to the very front to try to get a picture. And even though she looked back and found us when she first got there, she didn't find me when I was yelling for her that time. But it is what it is. Oh yeah, no, it was packed. And I mean Gas South, and like I said, they had that at Gas South, and like it was nothing but graduations from Thursday. All right, let's see what Zay got going on. Okay, he got the Scarlet Witch gameplay going. I said I'm gonna I promise yo, but by the end of the week, I promise I'm getting on. I'm gonna get some Marvel Rivals gameplay in here. I haven't played I haven't played Emma Frost yet. Ultron's about to drop. I've done nothing. I feel I am disgusted with myself. Now I'm playing. But yeah, yeah, like I said, yeah, the graduation was a fun time. Um, like I said, were we yeah, I'm trying to think of everything. Like I said, it's been crazy. But yeah, so anyway, like I said, hope everybody enjoyed their holiday weekend. What's the plans for the week? Like this week I got well it's raining outside, but we got some drone stuff we're gonna be doing. I got my summer I'm working on my summer esports guide for my gamers. We're creating a guide of what they should be doing and how they should be you know taking care of themselves and taking care of their bodies and getting some rest over the summer break. Um, you know, health is everything, and even though they're out of school and living their best lives right now, they they need to make sure that they're doing everything the right way. So we got that stuff. I have a couple emails I need to send out. I gotta get I gotta get Niners information added to the website, and actually get the newsletter with that announcement. Oh, Niner, if you're still here, I need you send me your if you have like a highlight reel or something. Send that over to me as well so we can get that, you know, get it popping. So, question of the day. Let's see if I'm gonna throw this in the chat. Question of the day: how many of y'all you use AI in your day to day life, whether it's work, with the content creators? Let me know how many of y'all use AI. Let's have that conversation. Well, so the question says, how much do you use AI? So how much? Yeah. So how much do you use AI in your day to day? Right. And the reason why is because, like I said, we've been having some conversations. I think I've talked about it on stream a couple times about it, but I think it's about time we broke this down, and let's demystify this, because I feel like a lot of things I don't use it as much, but I need to start. Yeah, I would, and even if you use it leisurely, right? Let's say just use it to get familiar with it. Um, Reason being is because I've been doing some research, and obviously we already know about some of the biases and some of the ethics issues that AI possess. But my fear is that, like everything else, um, AI is going to be one of those things that is going to leave certain people and certain demographics behind if we don't um, jump on it, right? But the difference with AI versus things of the past is that it's easily accessible to everyone, right? There's no excuse why anyone shouldn't be using it right now. You have it on; it's built in your phones now. Everybody has a damn phone. Everybody has a tablet or a computer or some type of device. So I would say get used to just using it and understanding how it works. Um, Otherwise, when it comes, and I'm not saying that it's gonna take over fully, but when it comes, I just don't want my people to be left behind. Right. I want my people to, and when I say my people, I mean my community, um, in more ways than one. Um, I want y'all to I want y'all to be able to have the know-how to use it, even if it's just for your own personal use, right? Because there's so many things. Like I have AI. I use AI like an assistant. Um, it it creates certain agendas for me. It helps me organize my thoughts, right? And it's my internal AI stuff. It's not, like I said, I don't. One thing I will say is, if you're worried about putting your private information in the AI apps, then yeah, no, do not do that. By all means, do not do that. If you are technically inclined, look into building your own private AI server. You can do that you can do that with a Raspberry Pi. In fact, um, if you are if you're interested in seeing something like that, let me know in the chat, because I've that's one of my summer projects, is actually to build an internal LLM for my household. And it'll have all my information, like in my kids' information. Obviously, even I still don't trust it enough to just put like our any PII, but it'll still be our own internal LLM. And I'm curious to seeing how that's going to work. So if you're interested in seeing how to do that, let me know, because I think we're going to be I could probably make some videos around that as well. I think it'll be a cool lesson that we could put up here. So so yeah, shoot, I can even use the AI assistant to help me with the content to create for it. But there's so many uses for AI, right? There's so many uses. I've seen people are using, like the content creators, using things like Opus Clip and Eclipse and other AI tools to help them repurpose their content, so it actually breaks down their long form videos, like their live streams, and create clips for them that they can then post on social media. I've seen other tools like vidIQ for content creators that will actually help you come up with a synopsis and even the script for your videos. For our tech folk, like I said, I think I talked about it the other day. I'm on a pen test. I'm using AI to write out my automation scripts. And then I'll just tweak that automation script versus having to write the whole thing myself in Python or Bash script or whatever it is I'm doing. Um, I just, like I said, I just think that there's just so many opportunities there. So please, 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 if you don't listen to anything else I say, listen to this one. With the money, the type of money and resources that are being invested into AI, um, it's gonna be hard to continue to avoid it, right? And I'm a victim of it. I'm not a victim, but I'm guilty of it too. Like in 2022, early 20, like late 2022, early 2023, when they first started coming out with certain things, I avoided it. Right, I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not messing with it. Skynet, Terminator, all that stuff. And then I'll probably say then somewhere in like 2020, late 2023, 2024, I'm like, I started messing with Chat GPT a little bit. And then I started messing with Gemini. And I actually, for a while there, I actually preferred Gemini over Chat GPT. And then I started looking at Microsoft's Copilot. And I'm like, Microsoft Copilot is cool, but I still prefer Gemini over the other ones. But then after a couple updates, started going back and started messing with Chat GPT again. And now I have different. I'll use different LLMs for different things, right? So now I'll use Chat GPT for like general stuff. But then if I want to get documentation, I might use Claude. Obviously, if I want to do something that's like with a lot of artwork, I'll use Mid Journey or Night Cafe. Um, or now Sora from Chat GPT. I still use Gemini as well. Like when I especially if I'm trying to do some of the breakdown things and I need to reference it using YouTube and stuff like that. And obviously with Gemini being owned by Google, it plays better with that stuff as well. So there's so many different opportunities there. I think they're embedding them in all the tools. Again, so if you're doing any type of content or anything that's tech related, you're gonna deal with AI in some form or fashion. So you might as well learn how to maximize um, what you can do with it and maximize your productivity. Especially as companies are going to start building their own LLMs, and I'm telling you this from just from the internal conversations that I have as a cybersecurity and application security consultant. All of these companies are looking at setting up their private LLMs if they don't have one already. Um, so you're going to be dealing with it in one form or the other. Using it as an assistant, I think for me has been a game changer, just because it it definitely saved me a lot of time, especially from the business or entrepreneurial sense, where um, I can go and input a lot of my information into some of my LLMs, and it'll help me with content. It'll take it'll take the stuff that I've posted online and things like that, and help me create marketing plans, and it'll help create come up with ideas for events and or things I should be doing, or things I should people I should be reaching out to, or resources I should be reaching out to. So like I said, I I would still say be very careful with it, especially with adding your public information on there, or not your public, adding your private information on there. But like I said, it's not going anywhere. And if we don't do something, we're gonna fall behind, and um, it's just gonna be another excuse or another reason why we're not able to better take care of ourselves. So that's my spiel. That's the question. How much do you use AI? So anybody who is watching, if you see the question of the day, the question of the day is how much do you use AI? All right, so let's see if we can come back and check in on what Zay's doing. Again, like I said, I like supporting, obviously showing support to my streamers. Looks like he's putting in some work with with Iron Man right now. Niner, if you're still here, how far are you in Heavy Rain? And you were just playing, and you were just playing Beyond Two Souls. Did you finish that? Did you do a quick run through, or because I know you had just started it when I streamed last week. Find cover, find cover. There you go. There you go. Get back to your. Do I play games with supporters? What actually? Like, what do you mean? Like, you mean like online? Yeah, yeah. Are you talking about like playing like video games on? Yeah, I haven't, but I'm not opposed to it. Especially as we're ramping up our streaming stuff. We definitely can set up. You trying to preach plat and Overwatch? Yeah, we could definitely set up a stack. We could definitely set up a stack and do that grind. I haven't, man. Yeah. These last few weeks have been crazy, but yeah, absolutely, absolutely, we can definitely get things going with that. I'm a little rusty in Overwatch. So actually, the other thing I'm gonna be doing too is I think I talked about it last week. Um, I'm actually gonna to do give myself a 30-day challenge. I started playing. Hey, you know what? In Marvel Rivals, there's a lot of what's the word? Similarities with characters in Overwatch, right? So, for example, I would say, mm, I mean, they play the same roles, right? So your tank, DPS, and supports. And Marvel Rivals, they're called vanguards, strategists for, and then I forgot what the DPS are called, but basically they're the same roles. Um, but there's a lot of like so. Who's your main in Overwatch? Because like I said, in Marvel Rivals, like I said, there are a few. Like um I would compare Magneto to Sigma. I would compare uh, Psylocke. Psylocke kind of you do support in DPS. Psylocke, huh? You compare Psylocke to Genji. Why? Because of the sword? No, because Psylocke is more of an assassin type, and Genji is just like honestly, I would say I would put Life Weaver. Okay, so Life Weaver, Moira, and now and Kiriko. And if you're doing DPS, okay, Bastion. Okay, so if you say so Moira, I would probably say Scarlet Witch, Kiriko. Um, kind of, yeah, yeah. Kiriko, yeah, I guess I wouldn't say Cloak and Dagger. Maybe that would probably be the closest one that I could think of at the moment, just because of the throwing. But for the heals, yeah, I guess I would compare it right now to that one. Bastion. Who would I compare to Bastion? Bastion. So no, Bastion. Bastion could either be because Punisher. Because Punisher. Bastion and Soldier to Punisher. Because I was gonna say Punisher, I would say Soldier 76, definitely. Um, maybe saying yeah, Bastion. He's just a slower. No, no. Bastion. Yeah, so Punisher. Okay, and then Soldier 76 would probably be same thing, either Punisher or Bucky. Bucky. Who would you okay? Bucky. I compare Bucky to what's his name? Cassidy. Bucky's more of a Cassidy. Fair. Yeah, yeah. Bucky's a Cassidy. Trying to let's see who else. Who else? Who else? Who else?
I'm just gonna look at the Marvel Rivals roster.
I know, but I'm trying to find the comparisons.
Yeah.
Symmetra.
I don't know. I don't play Smash at all. Like that.
They should have been.
Iron Man. Iron Man. I would probably say Farah.
Let's see.
I don't even play Rocket Raccoon or the Shark. Rocket's so Rocket. Who would I compare Rocket Raccoon to in Overwatch?
Let's see. I'm looking at the Overwatch roster.
I know someone had to do it. Hold on. Overwatch. Have you played the new game mode, the stadium mode? Okay, so they actually have a page here, right? So
Widow's Black Widow.
Hold on. So they said Captain America would be a combination of Genji, Malga, or Juno.
I don't see that
I
at
don't
all whatsoever.
Maybe the Malga.
No Malga.
I would see the Malga for Captain America.
No, not at all.
I see it.
No, not at all.
Actually, Hulk
is Winston.
Yes.
Yeah, I see what Hulk is Winston.
Yeah, Hulk is Winston. Actually, let me get my face out the camera. Yeah, Hulk. I would say Winston. Zarya? No.
Yeah, probably.
And then the diva. I understand the diva. Here, I'll put the link in the in the chat real quick. Put the link in the chat.
Yeah, unfortunately, people don't.
There we go.
I'm like 50%.
Okay, so I can see if Winston and Diva had a baby, it would be Hulk.
50% of me is kind of.
Well, because it's like when Hulk gets knocked down and goes back to Banner, it's like Diva losing her mech.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
I don't see that as either of those. I'd compare Doctor Strange
Well,
to Sigma too.
I would say Doctor Strange because of the Symmetra's powers. Reinhardt shield and Reinhardt and Reinhardt shield.
I'd put both Doctor Strange and Magneto to Sigma.
No, I don't know.
Doctor Strange and Magneto I'd compare to Sigma.
May, okay, so I can see where Groot would be May because of the wall. Zarya, I don't see the Zarya. And I don't know enough I really don't know enough about Hazard. Magneto, Sigma and Zarya, yes, I can see that. If Sigma and Zarya had a baby, it would be Magneto. Penny Parker, Malga, Junkrat, Wrecking Ball.
I can see Wrecking Ball because of his ult. Both of their ults are the same, where they place bombs all over the place. So yeah, I can see Wrecking Ball, and I guess Junkrat only because of the bombs. I don't see Malga. Malga, is it because of the does Penny Parker have like a rapid fire?
Penny, yeah, she has unlimited ammo.
Yeah, so so I can see it's a combination of those.
I don't see.
I don't see the
Junkrat.
Junkrat.
Maybe just the bomb thing. Thing, yes, Thing would definitely be Malga. Thing is definitely Malga. I'll give him that. Thing is definitely Malga. I don't see the Reinhardt comparison. Thor, Doomfist, and Ramatra.
Doomfist. I'd actually give Doomfist to. No. Yeah. Because what's it called? To Doomfist in Thor? Because when Thor.
But Nemesis form Ramatra?
I don't see Ramatra, but what's it called? When Thor does his ult where he goes like this and he too.
Venom is Wrecking Ball and Hazard. Sure.
I don't know.
Sure. Black Panther is Doomfist and Genji.
I see that.
That combination, sure. Yeah. Only because they do that because they can jump around and do that annoying and get into your back line. But I would actually compare Spider. Then for that, I'd say Spider-Man could be Genji too. Yeah, the height, Genji is the dive to get behind back line.
It's still not a
Spider Man is the most okay. Black Widow and Widowmaker,
literally
fair.
it's the same exact thing.
Hawkeye and Hanzo, sure,
Yeah,
of
it's literally
course.
the same exact thing.
Where's the Zenyatta? Where do you see Zenyatta for Hawkeye?
I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I don't know if I like this. Some of these comparisons.
No, they're kind of buns.
Hella, Widowmaker, Cassidy, Sojourn. I don't see the Sojourn. I don't see any of these. That's wrong.
I've never played here. I've never seen
Human Torch and Echo, fair.
You know,
Torbjorn, why? Because of the lava and the magma. Iron Fist, Lucio, and Doomfist.
Absolutely not. What?
Yo, I think
Iron Fist is more
I think they
of
just decided that they said we just have to use people. Iron Man,
fist in the name, like
Iron Man, Farah, and Echo. Okay, fair. I can see that one.
Magic, yeah,
Doomfist.
yeah, I see
Doomfist.
No,
okay,
Ryan.
I was say I see Ryan, but I don't see Doomfist.
I don't know. They're just throwing Doomfist in there for no reason.
Mr. Fantastic, Orisa, and Reinhardt. Because of the absorption?
I don't
Orisa because of the absorption?
I don't see it. I'm still...
Moon Knight, Echo, and Hanzo? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They need to stop lying to the people. Namor, Orisa, Torbjorn, and May. Stop lying to the people. Why? Because you could throw a spear.
Psylocke is Sombra.
Yes, Psylocke is definitely Sombra. Venture?
Okay, wait, sit down.
Punisher, Soldier 76, Widow, Malga, Bastion. Wow. They just do them all in there.
I don't see Widowmaker at all.
I don't see
the Widowmaker they're saying because of his zip line. Soldier, it's obvious. Malga probably because of the turret. Bastion because of the turret.
But Malga doesn't have a turret.
No,
the Gatling gun thing. Yeah, okay.
No, his ult is a
locking everybody in.
Yeah,
the barrier. Okay, sure.
No, that's not his ult.
Scarlet, yes, he does.
No, that's Malga's ult.
Yeah, it's Malga's ult. I'm not talking about. Yeah, I said that's Scarlet Witch, Moira, and Diva.
Yes.
Why? Because she can fly away.
No, Diva because the ult where she bombs everybody.
Oh, okay, sure. Spider-Man, Doomfist. I don't see the Roadhog. Doomfist and Genji. Yep.
Roadhog because he grapples people. That's all I see.
Whatever. Then why not Venom? That would actually make sense for Venom then. But the Doomfist Genji, sure, I see that. Squirrel Girl, Junkrat, yep. Star-Lord, Tracer, yes. Reaper, no.
What?
Soldier 76, no. I'll give you Tracer though. Storm, Echo, Farah, Lucio.
I don't see Storm enough.
Echo because she can fly and the projectiles. Lucio because she can boost her character's movement.
Movement speed.
Yes. Farah because she's annoying in the air. I don't know. Winter Soldier, Roadhog, and Genji.
No, Winter Soldier is so Cassidy.
There are
literally Cassidy. What are you not talking?
There are some serious reaches in this article. We're gonna have to find another article.
Oh, is Roadhog also because he can grab people? But stop with
the grabbing. Just so what? Adam Warlock, Mercy, and Zenyatta.
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see that. Invisible Women, Sombra, and Brigida.
Yeah.
The invisibility because of Sombra.
Yeah. And Brigida for the healing part.
Oh, similar to the whip shot? Sure. Jeff the Landshark, Moira, and Anna. No, Jeff the Landshark stands alone. Jeff the Landshark is only equal to Jeff the Landshark.
Yeah, you can't really make a comparison.
Loki, Anna Baptiste, Sombra. Yes. Okay. Luna, Snow, Kiriko, Zenyatta.
Yeah. And I'd also put her with Lucio.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Mantis is Mercy, Brig, and Kiriko.
I see the Mercy. No, I see the Kiriko. I don't see Brigida.
I see the Kiriko. Yeah, I don't see the other two. Rocket Raccoon, Baptiste, Mercy. Rocket Raccoon definitely Baptiste. Raccoon's definitely Baptiste. I don't see the maybe because he can amplify and bring people back to life.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's where it is.
Okay, so all right. So let's see what we agree with then.
Okay.
So we agree with the Rocket Raccoon Mercy. I agree with 1/3 of the Mantis Carico. I agree with half of the Lunasto Carico. I agree with
Loki.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
Baptiste though?
Yeah, because he can still. What's it called? Loki still. He's also a healer.
Yeah, but I agree 2/3 with Loki. Jeff the Landshark is only Jeff the Landshark. I don't know. I don't even know why this is here. It's only Jeff. Invisible Woman. I agree with half of Invisible. Oh no.
Yeah.
I feel like Invisible Woman would be more of a Sombra Carico.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Because of the throwing of the
the healing.
but she doesn't throw her kunai to she has her tags.
Whatever. Anna Warlock, Mercy, Zenyatta. I agree with the Mercy. Zenyatta because of the healing.
Because of his charge when his charge shot.
Okay.
Winter Soldier,
Absolutely not. Yes, I'll. The Farah's a bit of a reach, but I'll allow it. 1/3. No way in hell. I don't see Star. If Star Lord was anything like Reaper, Star Lord would be overpowered. Think about it.
Yeah, because all Reaper is just straight pure damage.
And teleporting. And I don't see the I don't see the Soldier 76.
Yeah, I still don't see the Soldier at all.
Squirrel Girl, Junkrat, 100%. Spider-Man, yes. And annoying as hell at it. I can't. Yes, I agree.
Scarlet, yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, just because of the ult, yeah.
Yeah.
Punisher.
Yeah.
2 out of the 3. 2 out of the 4.
No.
Bastion, 3 out of the 4.
No, I mean his zip line. That's the reason why they have Widow, because he has a zip line and so does she.
All right, whatever. Psylocke, Sombra. What's the Venture?
Sombra, I agree.
Psylocke also has an attack like Venture, and her primary fire reduces her other abilities cooldown, similar to how Burrow does with Venture.
That's a reach.
Whatever. Sombra, yes, I'll give you half. Only because you can throw a spear. Because where's the May? Ice block out of self. Oh, because of when he does his healing, or when he does his healing thing. Moon Knight, nah, I don't agree with any of that. I don't agree. Honestly, I would put.
I put.
Where's Ash?
Ash? They didn't put Ash in the list.
I know, but
Ash would probably be like a Black Widow.
Yeah. Or
she's a sniper. She has her bomb so that she can back people. No, her shotgun to back people up.
Yeah. Like Punisher.
Okay, but she doesn't. That's the only thing she. So like a mixture, because that's the only thing that.
I mean, yeah. There's okay. I want to find another. article. Let's try this one. Okay, so Hawkeye, Hanzo, duh. Black Widow, Widowmaker, duh. Cloak and Dagger, Moira.
Yeah, I see that. Only because of the dagger, the cloak part.
Yeah. Thor, Reinhardt, Junker Queen, Doomfist.
Yeah. I don't see no.
I don't see the Junker Queen.
No, I don't. No, the Junker Queen is probably. Could it be his? I don't know, actually.
Jeff, Ilari, or
Ye-
Venture.
Yeah, it
Okay,
could be a Lari
that-
and
well,
Venture.
the Venture because of the
because
burrowing.
and a Lari because she can place her pylon and he can place bubbles around
Yes.
for people to heal.
Oh yeah, they gave him a rework. Yo, he's done. They reworked him. They nerfed the heck out of him. Adam Warlock, Mercy, fair.
Okay.
Venom, Doomfist, Wrecking Ball,
Okay.
fair. I still think Roadhog could be in there. Doctor Strange, Ramatra, Symmetra. If you're gonna say because of one little piece of for other characters, then there's a Roadhog. Ramatra, Symmetra, Reinhardt for Doctor Strange. Okay, I can see the Ramatra for the shield. I can see the Symmetra for the shield. I can see the Reinhardt for the shield.
Symmetra because of the teleportation.
Yes, the teleportation. Sure. Okay. Iron Man, Echo Farah.
Yeah.
Fair. Spider-Man, Roadhog, Tracer.
No Tracer.
No Tracer. I like the comparison. I like the Doomfist. I like the Doomfist Genji for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Better than this one. Magneto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hulk. Yeah.
Yes.
Reaper. Shotgun, I guess.
Sojourn. Bash.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Black
Genji.
Panther Genji.
Yeah.
Yes. Loki.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't see Lucia.
I do because she can boost the movement.
Yeah. My fault. Yeah, I don't watch. Tracer Soldier.
That's better.
I still don't see the Soldier.
I don't quite see the Soldier either. Moira
and Lifeweaver. Yeah. I still do like the Diva element because of her nuke.
Baptiste, Brig, Mercy. Oh, I don't see the Mercy. Oh no! Again, bringing people back to life. May, Orisa, Zarya, Mauga. I see May. I see Mauga. I don't see Orisa and Zarya.
No, I feel like they're only throwing some of these people in here because, like, oh.
But you say I would see Zarya more with the Hulk than I would with Groot because of the bubble.
Not at all.
Hulk can do like a gamma bubble protection thing too. Penny Parker, Anna, Roadhog, Orisa.
I don't see the Anna. I see the Roadhog. No, I don't see the Roadhog. I see Wrecking Ball.
I see Orisa.
I see Orisa and I see Wrecking Ball, but they don't have Wrecking Ball there. I don't see Roadhog or Anna.
Why would you put Wrecking Ball with?
Because both of their ults are literally they run around and drop bombs all over the place, landmines all over the place.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see the Anna. I don't see the Anna. Oh, her web snare does this. Wow, that's a reach. The web snare pretty much does the same thing as the sleep dart.
All right, bro, go on. Somewhere.
Hella, Hanzo, Echo, Farah.
Hanzo's better.
I can see why, because she can use her as a sniper type, and she flies like Echo and Farah. I mean, I just would have took honestly. I would have took Hanzo out the equation.
I could see Hanzo more than I can see the last people they compare. So.
I would be okay with the Echo Farah. I would be I mean maybe because again you have to be a little bit more precise with Hella. Magic, Tracer, I can see that. Reinhardt, sure, because she's a brawler. Ramatra, not so much. Hanzo.
No. I'd also actually but that's not that's more
Namor.
That's not a character element. That's more of a gameplay element.
Namor, Symmetra, and Hanzo.
Symmetra, no, I don't see Symmetra. I see Hanzo. I guess.
Luna Snow, Kiriko, sure. Anna,
no.
Zenyatta,
no.
May,
possibly, yes, no.
Mercy. Nah, I don't like. Nah, I don't like that one.
Lucio, yeah. Moira, I don't see Moira.
No.
Lifeweaver, yeah. Anna, no.
Yeah, no, because she could put you to sleep too.
Okay.
That's why. But I think Kiriko should also be in the mix with in here with Mantis. Like take out the Moira and add Kiriko here. Okay. All right. So these are the first two that popped up on Google. So now we just went down a rabbit hole for a little bit, but I hope that helps. All right, so where are we now? We are an hour in. Shout out to everybody who's watching us on Twitch, YouTube. Where else are we watching? LinkedIn? Are we on LinkedIn today? No, we're not on LinkedIn today. But shout out to everybody who is watching wherever you're watching. We greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel wherever you're watching, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube. If you see down here, we're trying to hit our goal of 70 followers. We are one away. Can you please stop doing the hand signals? It's triggering the AI on the camera.
Over.
Yeah. But what you see, we are one follower away from hitting our goal of 70. You know, every little bit counts. We're trying to get to that affiliate mark and then see where we can go from there. Let's see what else. What else we want to talk about today? I don't know, man. I don't know. Should we try to get into some? Are you serious? What time is it now? All right, we're gonna go ahead and I'm going to Travis. Yeah, listen. All right. See, I this is usually a tech, STEM, gaming, cybersecurity type thing, but listen, y'all leave Trav. They need to leave Travis Hunter alone. You know what? If he want to get married and he trusts his woman and he think she's gonna take care, help take care of him and elevate him, then you know what? Who are we to judge? I know she has had some questionable she's had some questionable actions in the past, but you know what? Maybe she's different. Maybe she's different. I seen he been getting cooked all weekend. Like I said, he got married. He married the love of his life, right? I guess you know if she's after him, I guess he's gonna find out soon enough. If she's after his money, then she played the long game, and if that's what it is, then only person who's gonna suffer from it will be him. But he feels like, yeah, Shadur. I don't know if Shadur is gonna get cut because I mean, from what I've seen, a couple of the reports they said he's definitely doing better than the other quarterbacks. But I mean, a pick that low into the draft, it wouldn't hurt them to cut him, right? And I feel like, do I want to get in trouble on a Tuesday? Season didn't even start and they on that boy. Hey man, like I said, I mean, I get it. I get it. Like I said, she definitely has a questionable past. And when you're a high prospect, I know you probably should look out for these things, but he has to see either he has to see the risk or he's just completely that blinded by love. Either way, more power to him. The Browns have three QBs. Let me see what's their let me see their depth chart. See, my son does set the AI thing, and now everything I do is gonna move, keeps moving everything. Let me turn this off. That is annoying. Hold on. let's back up. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right. Fantastic. All right. Browns depth chart. Steelers are saying, yo, Ash, man, listen, I have my wild takes, and I feel like he doesn't have to. Yeah, he should, regardless of whoever drafted him, he should have sat. He should have sat 1 year behind a veteran. Um. All right, so let me see the depth charts. This is old. This is an old depth chart. Rosters. Okay. So no, this was 2024 because Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett. Okay, so they have Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco. If they're gonna have a yeah, well Watson, I thought they did. Well, Watson's out. Watson blew his Achilles again, so Watson's not playing. I think they said Shadur Sanders already outplayed Dylan Gabriel in camp. However, Dylan Gabriel was an earlier pick, so yeah, like I said, you can pretty much write Watson out for this season because while he was recovering from his Achilles, I think he blew up his Achilles again. So, and then on top of it, I think the Browns were looking to get rid of Watson anyway. So if you figure, so they have, I mean, yes, officially they have five quarterbacks, but they only really have four. So you have Joe Flacco, who Joe Flacco hasn't been a top QB. Yeah, no, I mean he's solid, but I mean, what season is Flacco in now? Like he's because I mean they pulled him out of retirement to play. So let's say, oh man, and like I said, I mean, I'm all right. Here's my whole take on it. Right. Okay, so they did re-sign Flacco on a 1 year. Okay, so they got Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, and Shadur Sanders. So they have four quarterbacks officially because, like I said, Watson's gone. Watson's out for the season. Do I think Shadur Sanders? Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I feel like this. I feel like him getting drafted the way he did was to humble him, right? Because the news that came out right before the draft from the unnamed sources and all that other stuff, like I think it was a way to kind of humble him and his dad for that matter. And I say humble because again that's the BS that these businesses do. And you have to understand that the NFL is a business in that sense. Um they saw someone who came in confident, and again, rightfully so. I mean, the kid is a solid quarterback. You know, what is he a generational talent like some of the others? That's debatable. But for Tom Brady, right? And let's be clear, I don't really care for Tom Brady. I thought Tom whatever, but Tom Brady is one of the top QBs in the NFL history. For Tom Brady to invest his time into Shadur Sanders and help train and mentor him, I think speaks volumes, right? Now the argument could be made is if Tom Brady did think so highly of him, why didn't the Raiders draft him? Or did Dion mess that up when Dion said that he didn't want his son to go there? Yeah, no one in the draft was no. I agree. No one in the draft. I think the was it Cam Ward. I think he was the only other one that probably was there, and I wouldn't even say 1 and 2. It was 1 and 1A. Like I was okay either way with them going 1 and 2, either or. Um, and then the teams that needed a right. So Pittsburgh needed a quarterback. The Giants needed a quarterback. Even though they got Russell Wilson now, which whatever. The Browns need quarterback. So you have, I mean, there are teams who legitimately, yeah, there are teams who legitimately needed quarterbacks, and like I said, I feel like they passed on them for one reason or another. I mean, dude didn't get in any trouble. He, yes, were there reports that he was problematic, or they thought maybe they weren't getting the real scouting report because his father was the coach, but his workouts also should have proved that as well. So I feel like I said, I feel like that was some BS. I mean, you went from being projected to be a top pick to damn near undrafted. And I mean, that was what almost like a $40 million loss just in earning potential. And yeah, I get it. He'll probably get stuff with endorsements and stuff like that. Absolutely, it's all hearsay. And the part that here's the part that gets me when it comes to these unnamed sources. Like, if you're not going to put your name behind it, then don't then shut the hell up, right? If you're gonna speak on me, for one, let me know who you are and what your credentials are, right? But time and time again, and here's a soapbox moment. Time and time again, what are we told? You got to be twice as good to get half the respect and get half the credit. And I feel like they they do it to everybody. They do it to everybody. Sure, I remember when, and say what you want about Tiger Woods, but I remember like it was like right. They showed a video like right before his first major event, and he said like the interviewer was like, "Well, what's your goal? What's your goal out there?" And he was like, "Well, my goal is to win." And they were like, "Oh, aren't you being cocky? Like if you're not going out there to win, then what are you doing?" And then he was so, "Oh, look here, kid," whatever. And it's like they always feel like, you know, that we need to be humble and stay in our lane or whatever. The dude joined a program that was trash, right? Yes, he went there with his dad. Okay. And that's the other part. Oh, nepotism. Who gives a crap? His dad was there and his dad had an opportunity to bring his son along. So what? Isn't that what everybody else does? How many of these companies have their mediocre mats, but they get the jobs and they keep doing it because their dad is an executive or whatever, right? Like you talk whether it's Shadur and Dion or LeBron and Bronny, right? How come nobody's saying anything about the nepotism at North Carolina when Bill Belichick basically brought his son on staff? Oh, don't even start with the Kaepernick thing, right? Why aren't you right? Look at the Mannings. The Manning is, if nepotism was in the dictionary, the Mannings should be like their picture should be front and center. And here's the other thing: the nepotism. What they're saying, oh, Shadur Sanders because he tried to dictate where he wanted to play. Who? And I'm a Giants fan. Who remembers when Eli Manning got drafted? Where was Eli Manning supposed to go? Eli wasn't supposed to get drafted by the Giants. Eli Manning was supposed to get drafted by the San Diego Chargers. Eli Manning's father, Archie Manning, came out and said, if the San Diego Chargers draft Eli Manning, he will not play. They called his bluff and he said, okay, he will not play. They traded Eli to the Giants for Phillip Rivers. That's how that went down. So Why is it that when Dion says, I want my son to be in the best opportunity that I think he will thrive and win in, all of a sudden that's problematic, right? They maybe he didn't want his son in Vegas with the Raiders. Why? Maybe not just because of the gameplay, but because of the environment, right? Not even just the locker room, the cities that you're playing for, right? Every father, every parent, for that matter, wants what's best for their kids. Yeah, look, they did the same thing to the Ball family, right? Oh, they called LeVar Ball. He knows nothing about basketball. He knows nothing about basketball. All three of his sons made the NBA. Now, granted, Jello didn't make a full roster or full pro roster, but LeVar, jeez, Melo's doing great in Charlotte, and honestly, I think the only reason he's not bigger is because he's in a small market like Charlotte. You put Melo in LA or New York, his jersey would probably be one of the top jerseys sold in the league, right? And geez, what's homeboy's name? And I forgot because he played for the Bulls. He came back for the Bulls this season. But the other Ball brother, right? Melo Jello and Lonzo. Thank you. Yes, right. Lonzo. What I liked about Lonzo Ball when he first got drafted is that Lonzo wasn't scared to play defense, right? But dude was talented. Came out of UCLA, right? And he still has a solid career. So was that man really crazy? And again, who cares? That man was bigging up his sons. Let me tell you something. My kids, you literally just saw me in the beginning of this stream gush about my daughter's graduation. I got my son here with me. I will big up my kids, my kids versus the world 10 times out of 10. That's what you're supposed to do. Oh no, he's cocky. Oh no, he's this, he's that. I said the man hyped up his sons, and guess what? They delivered. I can see if he hyped up his sons and all of his sons were trash, right? Jello was solid too. Jello was just undersized for his position. Jello was a small power forward, but it's not like they don't like the mouth that it's coming from. Absolutely, because I guarantee you, if Larry Bird had three sons, right? And I'm saying Larry Bird just because, again, if you know your sports history, everybody knows that they say Larry Bird was probably one of the biggest trash talkers in the NBA. But if Larry Bird had three sons and Larry Bird walked in there and was like, "Yo, my son's about to dominate everything they do, everything that my sons touch turned into gold," they're gonna go, "Oh, well, if Larry Bird said it, right?" Same thing with the Mannings, right? If Tom when Tom Brady's kids become of age and if they get into football and Tom Brady brings up how awesome his kids are, is anybody gonna question Tom Brady? Right? LeBron said he wanted to play with his son. What's going on? Who's that? Vitali? How you doing? Um, Even with LeBron and Bronny probably should have played more in the G League. That's my only thing, right? But they killed LeBron. They killed LeBron all season about his son because his son was a rookie. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Jordan fan. I think Jordan's the go over LeBron, right? Just gameplay wise, I think it goes Jordan, Kobe, Bron, right? That's just my opinion. But you got to give credit where credit is due. The man is in his going what is in his 40s, still playing at a high level. Like everybody talking about, oh, Bron is washed, Bron is washed. I guarantee you, if Bron was a free agent and he said he wanted to play for any of your favorite teams, y'all asses would pick up that LeBron James jersey, right? As washed as you think he is. LeBron is a different monster. Bronny is still better. No, Bronny, like I said, no. I give LeBron credit. LeBron is a basketball genius. Like how he's able to read the floor, read what the defense is doing. Like those are things like yeah that you can't take from him. Um, I just like I said, Jordan. I'm a Bulls fan, so Jordan was, you know what I'm saying. Like Jordan had that killer instinct about him. Kobe, I actually couldn't stand Kobe when like number 8 Kobe couldn't stand. No, it was 24 Kobe. I grew to respect and admire. Right. And it's funny that you say it like that. I say it like they're two different people, but like number 8 Kobe, I could not stand. Like I said, 20. Yeah, look at yeah, right. Look at Jordan's son, right? Jordan's son tried to play ball. Now he's nah. I'm not gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. I hope he gets the help he needs, but yeah, he went from trying to play ball to now he owns a sneaker shop with rare Jordans and whatever, and now it really is, and like I said, that's especially when you're a junior, right? Like I remember my dad used to tell me he wanted to name me after him, but he felt like it would put pressure on me, and my dad was no celebrity or nothing like that. No, I agree. Yeah, changing the game like that is something is once in a million talent. But like I said, it's like I think it's crazy that you see these players, you know, and someone who probably played very minimal of a sports career at a high level, right? Because most of these scouts and people, reporters, they ain't never really played no ball like that. But now because they put out something, they put out a report. Now you can dictate what happen. You can literally have control over what happens to someone's life. Like to me, that's messed up. And then you have the league, and you can't tell me that the league ain't collude is a strong word. But you can't tell me that they're not all in cahoots with each other because there's no way in hell that boy should have fell that far in the draft. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I hope he, whether it's the Browns or whoever, I hope he gets an opportunity, and I hope he balls the hell out, and I hope that next contract, he get what he get what they owe him with interest. Now I know that's wishful thinking, but I do. I hope he balls the hell out for whoever he play for and make them look dumb. Shadur Sanders. I do. I hope he go and he ball out. He get his opportunity because again, that wasn't his. That's not his fault. That's not, you know what I'm saying. He deserved more, but they anytime you have too much confidence in anything that you do, depending on who you are or where you come from, it could either be admired or admonished. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Right. And I'm sorry. I'm not like look, all the teams that needed quarterbacks and look what they're going with, okay? The Giants got Russell Wilson. And I have my opinions on that one, but I don't want to get in trouble and get this channel get this channel in trouble while we're trying to build it. But I feel like Russell Wilson went going, and I'm a Giants fan, or I was a Giants supporter back in the day, right? Like again, I'm proud to say that the Giants were two reasons why Brady didn't get as many rings as he got. But I feel like Russell Wilson was the safe pick for the Giants so that they could say Russell will Russell no, but Russell will but Russell Wilson like I would understand if they picked up Russell Wilson and then drafted Shadur so that again he could play behind a vet. But they picked up Russell Wilson. Okay, fine. Who came from the Steelers. So that means the Steelers don't really have a quarterback. Steelers don't have a quarterback. But you're gonna wait for Aaron Rodgers to forget to recover from his injuries, come back from his 30 days of silence in a cabin and doing that whatever it is, whatever stuff he's been doing and partaking in to decide whether or not you're gonna play him, right? Again, that still shouldn't have stopped you from drafting. He could, if you do get Rodgers, then great, he can play behind Rodgers. Nah, they're never. No, they're not. No, like I said, they'll pick one up though. They'll pick up a Tyrod Taylor or, like I said, a Russell Wilson. But yeah, and a starting quarterback at that. Like I said, Russell Wilson being the starting quarterback right now is the safe pick. Tyrod Taylor was a starting quarterback because of injuries and stuff like that when he was with the Giants. Um, let's see who else. Cleveland again. You have Deshaun Watson who blew up his Achilles again, and honestly, y'all weren't happy. They weren't happy with Deshaun Watson for reasons. But you picked up Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco hasn't been like, yes, he's a solid QB, but Joe Flacco hasn't been like a game changing quarterback since, heck, I was going to say since he was in Baltimore and they won the Super Bowl, but he had a couple solid good years. He had a couple solid years with the Jets. How many years ago was that? Right? Okay. Who else needed quarterbacks? Not LA, the Raiders. Didn't Derek Carr just retire? But then again, like I said, I'll give you that one because I think Dion said he didn't want Shadur to play with the Raiders. So these are all people that were picked that y'all picked up washed quarterbacks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Actually, the Raiders, but I think I want to say Dion said something against the Raiders. So they respected his wishes. So you'll pick up a wash, semi-retired, or even pick up a quarterback out of retirement before you draft someone who you can groom into that position. Okay. But again, and I get it. This is sports and it's athletes, but this is the same. Well, no, Cowboys still he could have played behind Dak. Yeah, he could have been Dak's backup. Then again, and yeah, Jerry, right? They're not. No, they're not. But Jerry jumped. Yeah, like I said, and like I said, but that's unfortunately how a lot of things are, and that's going back full circle to what I was saying about I don't want us to fall behind with certain things. I feel that's what's gonna happen, right? The powers that be, the powers that be feel like they're gonna make decisions, and we need to take all the opportunities that we can get to make sure that we're still the best qualified, and that if we can't, yeah, yeah, Jerry Jones. But yeah, we need to make sure we're the best qualified to do whatever we do. Because honestly, I think the new hustle, and I'm not even gonna call it the hustle. I do. I hope he ball. I do. I hope he balls out on him. If he, hopefully he gets a chance, and when he gets that chance, like I said, and I want him to do. This is where he needs that that Jordan Kobe mentality. That I hope he gets an opportunity, and I hope he circles every game on the calendar against the team that overlooked him, and he cooked their ass. Like that, he'll earn my. If he do some stuff like that, I'll get a jersey to support him for that. But yeah, it's crazy. It's freaking wild. And then and of course when you question him like, oh, well, we just went off of gameplay and merit. Okay, like I said, that they turned a team that was nobody was checking for Colorado. Nobody wanted to go to. No one wanted to go. No top prospect wanted to go to Colorado and play ball. Dion Dion and his kids literally made Colorado what it is. And guess what? When Dion leaves, the fan base is going with him. Unless they do something like they wait until he has a stacked class, a stacked and talented class, and then they let him go. But even if they do, go ahead. I don't care. Get your bread, because then he get a raise. So, but that's what these. But again, that's what these people are doing, man. That like that 2025 and all and moving forward. Yes, like all my anybody I'm teaching and training, even with the AppSec rabbit hole and all of that. Like that's another reason why I'm trying to do what I'm doing is because I want you to be able to have the skill set to succeed. If you have to get into a job field or you have to work a corporate job or whatever, but you also get the once you get the experience, like the next thing is to go out and get it for yourself, man. Build your own table. Too many times we're sitting waiting to be invited to a table to get whatever scraps. And I think Obama said it on a podcast sometimes. He's like, man, you wait all your life to get into these rooms and sit at these tables, and then when you get there, you realize that it's not as good as you thought it was. And one of the things that I will take with me, even though we're not as successful as others with our center or what we're doing, is that it's mine. Right? I'm able to do. My successes, my losses, whatever. It's mine, and we are on the verge of being able to give people opportunities and give them a place where they can succeed. So you know what? Like I said, I before I die, I could say I built my own table. It might have been small, it might have been a coffee table, but it was my own table. And I gave people opportunities, and I wanted it, and I became the change that I wanted to see. Because regardless of where we go in this world, people are still people are still gonna think the same, and they're not gonna change until they're ready to change or change at all. And like I said, I think it's a damn shame. And I forgot how we even got to this point, but because we were talking about Travis Hunter, but I think it was a damn shame with how they did how they did Sanders. Like I said, shout out to Travis Hunter again. Congratulations on your nuptials. I hope I hope she's everything you're looking for. I hope he's everything you're looking for. I hope you know you're prosperous. Your marriage is prosperous, and y'all build and grow together. And you have all the compromise and the communication that is needed for any relationship to succeed. I hope that the general consensus of what's her name is false. I hope y'all prove them wrong. I hope you end up becoming a loving, supportive wife, and that you're there to help elevate your spouse rather than take. And again, prove them wrong. But you did kind of make it hard with some of the things that you said. Though, I will say that. But people change. People change. Shoot, I remember there was a time I said I wasn't gonna get married or have kids, and I'm married now, going on 13 years, and I got two of them. So people change. Where we at? Where we at on time? Like I said, I've been ranting and rambling for a little bit. Let me see. Let me look in on my crew, see if anybody else is streaming from the team. Zay is still live. Hey, yeah, they are also young. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you gotta give them some slack. Because I know when I was 18, 19, 20, I was a little reckless too. So you gotta give them grace. So all right, so we are approaching. What are we? Yeah, we're approaching about 2 hours now. We're gonna go ahead and drop. It's 7 o'clock. I'm gonna get some final get these emails out, and I think we'll be back on tomorrow afternoon. So let's try to get some stuff done tomorrow. And you know what? Let's shoot to do some cybersecurity or some tech stuff tomorrow. Oh no, we're about an hour 40 minutes in. Okay, so yeah, let's shoot for that. Let's see if we can get some cyber content in tomorrow. Dust the old keyboard off. So shout out to everybody watching. Again, Ashley, Vitali, Exit Niner. Again, go check out Exit Niner. Go follow him. Again, another member of the pack. I'm trying to see who else is on. Ty, everybody who's watching. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and join. You can join the public Discord. You can actually find it now on the links in the Discord channel on the About Me page. You can follow us at Alpha Esports Tech pretty much everywhere on social media. You can see that down here on the bottom. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. We're everywhere. So go ahead and do that. Ashley, thank you for watching. Thanks for rocking with us, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Like I said, we're gonna try to get some. I got my first spam of the night. All right, but like I said, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Like I said, we're gonna try to shoot for some AppSec stuff tomorrow. All right, y'all be safe. Have a good night. Again, give yourselves a round of applause, and I will